the same thing with portal. So Keon Coleman, he's a wide receiver out of Michigan State. This is an interesting story here, what's happening with Michigan State. So their number one wide receiver, was his name, Jaden Reed, just got drafted in the second round to the Green Bay Packers, which is extremely ironic for the fact that the Green Bay Packers would never draft a wide receiver. The moment Aaron Rodgers takes a plane to New York, they draft a wide receiver. But that's not the point here. I just wanted to preface that because I think it's hilarious. Jaden Reed got drafted in the second round. Pretty solid. And we saw what that draft was. Not too many wide receivers went that high. I think Addison went in the first round, and I think one more with a that was a pretty healthy wide receiver class for somebody at Jaden Reed, who I hadn't heard much about, to go second round, late second round, but second round nonetheless. It's huge, right? Keon Coleman was the second best guy with, I think, 600 plus receiving yards. Jaden Reed also had 600 plus. I know Dave has that stat, so we'll go back to him. Keon Coleman's looking around going, okay, well, if he got drafted in the late second round with a mediocre quarterback in Peyton Thorne, what could I do if I went somewhere with some massive talent, like a Caleb Williams, right? Or maybe a Georgia. I wouldn't say Bama right now, but maybe even a Washington or an Oregon, right? That have these top tier, or North Carolina, with these top tier quarterbacks to make my value even more. And that's what the focus is. And does it go back to what we just said, right? He's no longer, Keon Coleman is no longer invested into the Michigan State. He's invested in himself, which he should be. And that's where I'm torn, right? Because I like that. I like that he's invested in himself and he has that ability to go do that. So he's entered into the portal. Well, now you got Peyton Thorne, quarterback out of Michigan State, looking around, right? And I think he has or will be entered yet. I believe he has entered into the portal as well. So they've now lost their basically entire offensive core due to all of this, which is just absolutely crazy. And but again, I don't hate it because if I'm Keon Coleman, you're looking around going, "What's up?" And if you're Peyton Thorne, you're like, "What the hell just happened to my team?" I get it, but Keon Coleman, there's a lot of noise for Florida to go after him. For everything that I just said, I don't think he's looking at Florida going, sign me up. But look, Cody pulling off, I think it would be a massive pickup, especially with the departure of Xavier Henderson. But I don't think he has an offer as well. We as Florida fans just see a name and just get absolutely excited. Like it's like, why wouldn't you want to come to Florida? I love the energy, guys. I really do. But there's a reason why he left Michigan State. And I think we have to consider that. I think I think he's going to pull Jordan Addison, right? Top tier wide receiver from Pitt. I need to go somewhere to increase. I honestly think Addison hurt his value. I could be wrong, but he was the best wide receiver coming out of Pitt with Kenny Pickett throwing to him. I mean, I think he was like the third or fourth wide receiver drafted. Yeah, I guess he got drafted pretty high.
I believe so.
Pretty high. I just felt like he probably could have went a little bit higher. I'm pretty sure Jackson Smith was higher, and Zay Flowers was higher than him too.
Oh, I forgot about Zay. Yeah,
Zay Flowers.
College. I forgot about him.
I think there's one more, too. So what's your thoughts on that, Dave? On Keon Coleman, I kind of went on a little bit of a rant there. So apologize.
No, I mean, if you look at his statistics, he's almost caught for 800 yards, 798, and not being the primary receiver, which is even phenomenal for somebody to just do 800 yards there. And it looks like he's got 3 years of eligibility, 7 touchdowns there at Michigan State. And the way that we're recruiting wide receiver anyway, I don't think I would be upset if he didn't come here or not. Sure. I don't even know what his choices are. I haven't even kept up with it. But, I mean, even though you have freshmen on your team that are playmakers, like we know Eugene Wilson's coming, and Andy Jean's here, and Aiden Mazzell, you got speed there already. And, for a freshman to come in as a wide receiver and make an instant impact is more likely than some other positions like on the field, like defensive line, offensive line. It takes a while. You got to build up more size, get it acclimated more with the system. A wide receiver can just run routes, out-juke people, catch a football. So regardless of whether we were going to get Keon Coleman or not, I mean, he would be a good addition, a good experience addition that has 1 year of experience. I still wouldn't be upset. I mean, it's not a position right now that I'm too worried about. I think the staff did say they wanted to take a wide receiver if they could. I know they said they were going to take a quarterback, but it doesn't look like they're going to take a quarterback. So, yeah, I mean, if we don't get him, somebody's getting a pretty productive wide receiver, obviously in the college levels. I just have no clue where this kid's going to go.
Well, he's originally from Louisiana, so I think there's going to at least be some consideration for LSU there. I know that FSU's already put some feelers out with him as well. I mean, we lost
You lost wide receiver.
Micah Pittman, and you know Johnny Wilson isn't going to be in Garnet and Gold next year. So I mean, look, Keon Coleman would have an opportunity in Tallahassee to get a couple of years worth of
The hype
wide
behind
receiver
Travis
one
right now is
production.
insane, dude. I mean, it is. The
Yeah.
hype
I mean, look,
behind the
that could be his one.
quarterbacks. The hype behind the quarterbacks for this year for Bo Nix, Travis, Caleb Williams. What's the kid's name out of Washington? Drake May. It's insane. They're projecting 5 quarterbacks to go in the first round next year.